minutes, 8 seconds to the planned liftoff time. Just as a quick point of note, the discrepancy between our countdown clock and SpaceX's. Ours is in real time. The SpaceX feed is on a slight delay. And today,
Stage 1 LOX load is complete.
you hear that call out for Stage 1 LOX load complete. Falcon 9 almost fully fueled now. Just waiting to hear that the LOX tank on the second stage is also full, and that'll finish up the fueling. And good day to you, Stephanie B. One of our wonderful moderators joining in the chat just in the nick of time. Less than 2 minutes before liftoff. Come back to the new channel members and the super chats on the other side of the launch, but if you haven't already, if you
Stage 2 LOX load is complete.
If you hit the like button, allow more folks to find this coverage in the last couple minutes before liftoff, that'd be very much appreciated. Near that call out for LOX load complete, the Falcon 9 is now fully loaded with 1 million pounds of propellant. The venting we're seeing from the launch pad is SpaceX purging the strong back propellant lines, one of the last steps prior to launch. Now T-minus
Gas closeouts.
1 minute, 20 seconds and counting. Call up for ground gas closeouts. Approaching the final minute of the countdown. T-minus 1 minute, the Falcon 9's flight computers will take control as stages 1 and 2 pressurize for flight. The onboard computer will perform checks of the first stage engine steering system as well.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Hey, the call that the rocket is in startup. Assuming weather's clear enough, we should hear the launch director give the go for launch momentarily.
And call out. Go for
Go
launch.
for launch.
And there you have it. Falcon 9 clear to launch in just 30 seconds. Seconds.
Falcon 9 main engine sequence start. Here we go. 10.
And here we go.
9,
10,
8,
9,
7,
8,
6,
7,
5,
6,
4,
5,
3,
4,
2,
3,
1.
2,
Ignition.
1.
And
Ignition.
liftoff.
And
Go Falcon
liftoff.
9.
Liftoff
Go
of the
Starlink.
Falcon 9
Go
rocket on the Starlink
SpaceX.
6-31 mission.
6/31
The Falcon 9 has cleared the tower
mission.
10 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 climbing through the clouds 30 seconds into flight. Hear the roar of the 9 Merlin engines from the press site. Let's listen in. Getting great tracking views there from our friend Pete Carstens at MaxQ Productions. This is dipping in and out of the clouds from the perspective of Vieira, a little bit south of here. It's tracking view from Chuck Briggs. The call-out vehicle is supersonic, traveling faster than the speed of sound. Falcon 9 passing through Max Q, the point of greatest aerodynamic pressure on the rocket. Now approaching a minute and a half into flight. It's less than a minute left of the burn on the first stage. Those 9 Merlin engines producing 1.7 million pounds of thrust. We're approaching MVAC chill down, which, you hear that call out? The Merlin vacuum engine is now thermally conditioning before ignition. Some great views, these coming from Pete Karstens. Honestly, a little surprised how well we can still see the rocket given the amount of clouds that were hanging around Florida this evening. But great that we're able to bring these to you. Now, a little more than 2 minutes into flight, we're approaching MECO, the cutoff of those 9 Merlin engines on the first stage. That'll be followed in short order by stage separation and ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine. And there you see MECO, stage separation. And there's the ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine. You can see a little bit of the glint of the Falcon 9 first stage as it's separated. And you're seeing those events occur in a little bit of a delay on the SpaceX feed boxes on the right-hand side of your screen. Coming up on fairing deployment. And there you see those 2 payload fairings glistening as they fall away from the Falcon 9 second stage. And there's that fairing separation and the delay on the SpaceX feed. Still get them glinting in Pete's tracking camera views. Now T plus 3 minutes 45 seconds into flight. Just underneath the count up clock for the mission, we've added the countdown clock for the booster landing, so be sure to stick around for that notable event as the booster making its way back down towards the drone ship, a short fall of gravitas, coming up in less than 4.5 minutes. Now T plus 4.5 minutes into flight. The next milestone coming up is at T plus 6 minutes 42 seconds. That's when the first stage entry burn will begin. We're hoping to be able to capture that live from our tracking cameras on the ground, but obviously we'll have to wait to see if the clouds try to play spoiler to that, but we're keeping an eye on that. And we'll be sure to bring that to you if we can. If not, we do have the SpaceX view, so we'll be able to see it from the onboard cameras. Now 5 minutes into flight. Falcon 9 first stage booster starting to make its descent, falling in altitude now. Just a little over 100 kilometers. And falling. Once it does start that entry burn, the speedometer will slow down much more considerably. You see that on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. The box on the left is the camera on board the first stage booster. On the right-hand side, you see the Merlin vacuum engine continuing its burn. Now a little over 6 minutes into flight.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
And there you see the actual start of the entry burn there. At 6 minutes 33 seconds into flight in real time. 6:30 on the SpaceX feed.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Now T plus 7 minutes, 20 seconds into flight. Coming up on the start of the landing burn here in about 20 seconds or so. Although the start of the entry burn
Stage 1 transonic.
was a little bit earlier than the advertised launch timeline that SpaceX shared earlier. Now 8 minutes into flight in real time, coming up on that 8-minute mark on the SpaceX delay feed.
Stage 1 landing burn. Landing leg deploy.
And you see the drone ship coming into view both on the left and right hand side of your screens. This is booster touching down for a 6th time.
Stage 1 landing confirmed.
6 times up, 6 times down for booster tail number 1078 in the SpaceX fleet.
MVAC shutdown.
Congratulations to SpaceX for completing the secondary part of the mission. Obviously, first and foremost is getting the 23 Starlink satellites up into low Earth orbit. That mission still very much underway.